Yeah. Van Glorious Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United Front.
Tell it.
What you want.
To the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got? Dot.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when you're square, solid, and you circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity, tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick the can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A prophet vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginners turn to humble endings. And US with KBA is a win-win. 1K.
And welcome to this first class in a four-class series of African womanhood. Now, I'm teaching this class thinking of a range of ages, and including teenagers, even though we don't have any in the audience right now, but we did have a youngster online on Monday. And definitely, thanks to Baba Shaka Zulu, we'll have DVDs available. So we definitely want to make sure our daughters get the information. But I definitely want to say I'm happy that Brother Baruti asked me to do this class, because it's an opportunity for me to first and foremost honor my mother, my grandmother, the women in my family line, but also to share what I call old school wisdom with my sisters and daughters today. Number one, to be life affirming. And when I read that, the first thing that popped in my mind, oh, very different from Europeans who, promote abortion, and they're very anti-life, anti-nature in general. Number two, to be in partnership with not just a man, with an African man. And as African women, our partner should be an African man, first and foremost, and only. Number three, to be a political organizer. And definitely in this society, that political organization should be geared towards sovereignty. Because I think if you have any idea of what's going on in this society today, you know that the only salvation, solution, only hope for us is a separate sovereign nation. And sovereignty for our younger people in the class, total independence, total control of what goes on in your nation. So nobody else is dictating in any way. You're speaking your own languages, your own forms of government, your own spiritual systems, your own diet, medical care, everything is controlled by you. And anything short of that, we continue to see, on a daily basis. It just breaks your heart to see how our people are being demoralized, degraded, and physically killed, for breathing while Black. To be an African woman is to be a mother who does whatever is necessary to protect her child. And, those were the old school moms. You just do what you have to do. No one better put a hand on your child. And your child was your first priority. Being an African woman is to be a healer. And that's something we'll talk about tonight on the agenda. First and foremost, we have to heal ourselves. And all African people are in need of healing, but physician, heal thyself. However, it's not the situation where I have to heal myself, then I'll help heal someone else. Well, it will take us our entire lives to heal ourselves. So we're doing all of this concurrently. Okay, but with emphasis, because the more that we heal, we're healing our minds, our spirits, our bodies. The more we know, we have better health. We're in a better position to help heal others. So anytime you see the words, definitely if you see the word feminism, it doesn't matter if you put Black in front of it or not. Basically, feminism is the women's movement. It is a promotion of white women. And they've, recruited Black people. They always recruit because you can help them. You have to do the work and finance their movement because they're the ones who are going to benefit from it. In the same way that with the affirmative action movement, and I think Hudson Weems and Valithia point this out, they're the ones who benefited. People, the illusion was affirmative action helped Black people. It did to some degree. But the main beneficiaries of that were white females. But basically, the feminist movement is a white woman's movement, even though you may see other colors. It's their movement in reaction to their men who they have a just reaction. They have been repressed and oppressed and disrespected by their men. So, that's a family issue. That's their issue. That's not our issue. And they have sold us on, it is all men. Now, Black men are doing some things in the same way that Black women are doing things today who are not traditionally us, but we're imitating somebody else. But the bottom line is Black men do not hold the power in this country. So whatever negative effects that we're experiencing as a Black woman experiencing, now you may, you get if your husband or the men in your lives are sexist, well, that's a different issue. But in terms of who's in control, but regardless of what they're doing, a Black man, unless he's working to help Europeans and he's working against African people, those are the exceptions. The other Black men, they're not our enemies. They have issues, and many of them from being in this society in the same way that we do. And we all need to work on our issues. Those are family problems. But our problems, those problems are separate from the white feminist movement and the women's movement. And we need to be clear on it. A major point in her article is whites as well as Black women and even a few Black men who've done these anthologies, they are revising history, something that Europeans do regularly. So they're going back. If you were a Black woman and you said anything about women, you are being labeled a Black feminist. So they're making reference to women. This whole movement started in the 70s, but they're alluding to people who predate the 70s. They were early feminists. And so basically you have any Black woman that said anything where she used the word, had some mention that, you know, women were being mistreated, she becomes a feminist. And a big problem with Black feminism, the thinking behind that is that your plight as a woman takes priority as your plight as an African, when the reality is it's the fact that you're African. That's what's your major problem, not the fact that you're a woman. It's the fact that, because you could turn to a man today and your plight remains the same because you are an African in a society. Hotep family, welcome to tonight's class on complementarity, and the second part of the womanhood class. Last week, general topic of womanhood. Tonight, complementarity. Next week, motherhood, and our last class will be sisterhood. Okay, I have two very important quotes I'm asking everybody to write down because I think they're so important. The first one, committing to marriage and family is the revolutionary act of our time. Now, the revolutionary act of our time, I'm playing on Mama Marimba's quote, to be African, and which, of course, first and foremost, we have to be African. To be African is the revolutionary act of our time. But I'm seeing more of us are willing to be African, but we're not necessarily willing to commit to marriage and family. So I would put those hand in hand, because if we have all of these single people and we're not forming families, so we're African, but part of being African is forming families. So I think we can't do one without the other. And I think, you know, the state of our marriage and families, we really have to stress that point. And my second quote is, working on your marriage is nation building work. And I like that one and came up with that based upon we love African people. We're all involved in nation building work, and we're busy. We're working, you know, we're teaching, we're meeting, doing our political meetings. We're learning our culture. We're getting names, clothes, drumming, dance, African languages. We're doing all this nation building work. And we don't realize that working on our marriage is nation building work. So when we have a list of nation building work, I think this needs to be number one, marriage and family, first and foremost. Because really, because of the state in which we find ourselves in this state of oppression, literally you could work 24/7 and we would still, you know, it would be forever to build our nation. So as we do, and that doesn't mean that, okay, we're only going to work on our marriages. I'm sorry, I can't help in the community. I'm working on my marriage. But it does mean working on your marriage is a priority. And you must schedule time to do that, because otherwise we've definitely found there's always something going on in the community. There's a need, there's work to be done, and that's going to be ongoing because it took us hundreds of years to get to this point. So it'll be hundreds of years to get back to where we were. But in the interim, okay, just like if you're poor, or like most of us, you know, you need to work to pay the bills. But at the same time, while you're doing that, we can't say, okay, no, I can't have a job, I can't work, I have to do nation building work, or I have to work on my marriage. But we have to multitask, and we have to prioritize recognizing that our marriages are a major priority. And of course, marriage and family. Now, for this quote, I just put marriage because I think most of us recognize the need for taking care of our children, but we often don't see working on our marriage as nation building work. So wanted to do that. Okay, trying to find a complement. Definitely you should have two individuals that have some basic similarities, because otherwise what do you work from? So it's going to be something you have in common beyond this attraction. But even the attraction, if it's not lust, even the attraction is there's something you see in that person that's similar to you. Unless you're trying to be rebellious, you're just looking for somebody who's totally opposite of everything that you do. And I would say specifically for those of us who are African-centered, first and foremost, you should be looking for an African-centered complement. Otherwise, and we've seen many examples of this, it will not work. We see sometimes sisters or brothers play a role because they see someone who's African-centered and that's who they want, and they're willing to play that role. But when it's not sincerely that individual, there's a marriage. And unfortunately, what we know with some of our sons, okay, and then the children come, and then she feels she has the upper hand. I have the children, and we see another side, okay? But when the marriage occurs, then the real person comes through. So, as much as possible, trying to make sure that this is someone who is sincerely interested and has a love for our people, and that is not based on a desire for you, but it has to be from within, because if not, again, that's not going to last long. But I've added to that list in bold letters, good character is utmost important. And of course, many of these things, are part of being a good character. In fact, I remember a sister telling me who had not found a compliment, and she was thinking, she's getting older and thinking this may not happen. So she, was talking to one of her elders, thinking about, well, I'll do the motherhood without the compliment. And the elder mama told her, make sure he's a good character. Because, someone, even if your marriage doesn't work out, if the two of you are of good character, you can reasonably, without the drama, of course it's painful tears, but without the cursing and I'm trying to destroy you and all of that madness, we're good character. We can agree that we need to separate, and we can do it respectfully in an African way, because divorce did happen in traditional African societies as well, but it needs to be done. Someone with good character will do that in a way that it should be. I think I heard Baba talking about this last night in the manhood class on complementary. So if you have challenges, and say you live alone and you have nice friends who won't tell you what your challenges are, and your family members may be scared to tell you what your challenges are, just get married and your spouse will bring out things you never dreamed of. Because, and something Brother Brew talked about last night, actually at a certain point, if you stay in a long-term marriage, you will have lived with your spouse longer than your families, and you're living with them as an adult, because our personalities, as parents, we see our children's personalities to a certain degree. But if you're strong African parents, they're not allowed to go crazy, so they have to hold in whatever until they get grown. But when you are married, you are already an adult. So say Broody and I have almost 30 years. So I lived with my mom 17 years and go off to college. So that's a big difference. And she knew me as a child. Well, she still, as an ancestor, she still knows me. But from baby to 17, and of course, have learned and changed dramatically in those years. So actually, your spouse really gets to know the real you, and they will let you know. Because, I'll just have to say this, Bobby Rudy and I got married, I was sweet, and Linda and my family members just love me because I'm just a sweet pie, and now Brother Baruti, it was easy for me to, this brother has issues. However, along the way, now, I don't know how he came to these conclusions, but he thought Miss Sweetie Pie, had some challenges. And, I had to learn that. Yeah, I'm a Sweetie Pie, but I didn't think I was perfect. But things, my family members, if it's never pointed out to you, other things about yourself, you just don't know. You need somebody to point it out to you. What's back behind you, if you don't have a double mirror, you have no idea. But somebody who's standing back there can tell you. But yeah. I do know that marriages experience trouble. And sometimes people separate, sometimes people, that's the reality. So first, we try to avoid it if at all possible. But having seen some nasty breakups in our African-centered community just broke my heart. We need community guidelines. We need protocol. So some things, just some thoughts of mine. If you're in a troubled marriage, seek the counsel of long-term married couples who love you both. Okay, so they want you to stay together. Number 2, unless there is a threat of physical harm, or the other side of that, if you feel you're about to mentally or emotionally collapse, that you've got to get out of there. Okay, now, and that doesn't mean that you have to divorce, but you might have to separate, get intervention. But yeah, so no, if you feel you're on the verge of mental or emotional collapse, yes, that is a reason to separate. 3, if you must physically separate, whoever's leaving the home, go to a family member if possible, because see, this is where all this mess can start going on. So whoever's leaving the house, go lives with someone who has someone of the other gender in the house. It's a recipe for disaster. If you were in the home of a family member, and I think add on there, where there is no one available for you to cheat with in the premises. So if you're going to cheat, that means you're going out your way to do it. Can't be, I drank a glass of wine, whatever. No excuses. But that's why I don't drink, but on TV, that's what you do, right? You loosen up, you get rid of your inhibitions. Okay, because you want to do wrong. All right. And that goes either way. Whoever's leaving the house, you should not put yourself in a place of temptation. I think there should be a minimum 1 year separation, just like I believe there should be a minimum 1 year before actually getting married. But a year separation, people want to separate, ready for a divorce. So that means you've given up, you haven't tried. And I understand, you may feel you're about to lose your mind. In that case, separate. But divorce shouldn't be your first step after that. Okay, and during this period, not that, we can't file for divorce till a year and you sleeping around and all of this. No, you're spending that year, trying to save your marriage. 5, seek counsel throughout your relationship. Okay, be righteous during the separation. No friendships with the opposite sex, because again, a recipe, you crying on their shoulder and it's going further. Be financially responsible, making sure you're contributing to, the bills that still come in, even though you are separated. Spend time with your children and share the child rearing responsibilities, because you're separating from each other, but the children have nothing to do with that. They still need to be taken care of. Limit your discussion of your what's going on to righteous, not just elders, but if they're true elders, they are righteous. But let me specify righteous elders and couples. Make 2 lists. What are the good things? Why should you stay in this marriage? And another list. Okay, make a list of why you married this person in the first place. A list of reasons to stay, reasons to divorce. Think about all your single friends who want to be married while you're quickly ready to say peace out. Think about the challenges that they're having. Think about the challenges of children of divorce. Let divorce be your last option.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. Night in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? So no more. This man's mind is open. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a. Let's get back to the gritty best developed by recognizing the common enemy.
Knowledge bomb. What's the science, baby?
revolution. Holy careful. Young little out of my league. Is that what you're gonna say when the revolution comes? When it's time to pick up a gun? What you know about weapons? I'm qualified to handle a 45, an M16 rifle, 38 caliber pistol, and a Russian AK-47.
She said she never heard a shotgun bang close range. Never ever. The adrenaline that rushed through her veins got her feeling like a Sodom when she shot it. Now our guns seen together, revolutionary opera. Low choppers got her working on a group and making sure that they ain't proper. Certified headshotter. No ammo was wasted. Got her fro picked out like she's Angela Davis. Pistol waving, swear my queen is amazing. Exquisite flavor. I just wanna taste the conversation. We say said she love my vibrations coming out the radio. Takes it to another level, get her high on self-empowerment. Embrace the natural beauty, now she really feels what power is. Black fists held high up in the sky. Yeah, we some black guys, the white devil is alive. She's my melanated masterpiece, a beauty so divine. Strongest pieces on the board, be the queen that's by my side. So let's ride, windows tinted, guess who winning, looking vintage. Locks draping my shoulder, living my vision. Manufacturing black economics till we independent. She's my Betty Shabazz, let's make a difference. Coretta with a Beretta, Harriet in my chariot. The bond that we building is stronger than any marriage. Because I know you got my back through whatever shit. She's strong, black, and beautifully intelligent. A masterpiece.
Time to do what? Revolution. Holy careful. Young little out of my league. Is that what you're gonna say when the revolution comes? When it's time to pick up a gun? What you know about weapons? I'm qualified to handle a 45, an M16 rifle, 38 caliber pistol, and a Russian AK.
She used to ask me like, what's the extra water for? A curious mind, so yes, I taught her more. Practice preparation, baby, look, we gotta stay ready, yo. So we don't have to get ready. Tune in the radio, frequency, she speak to me. Keep me balanced, equal ratio. She shine like the moonlight, and even in the day she glows. Black rose, she arose to the throne. The queen for this king, I propose. Black love, yeah, solid like gold. Give you pure black power, revolutionary flows. And she knows that I'm focused on our people till my vocal cords no longer produce notes. I give you nothing but these quotes. Inspiration for the adolescents, young gods in my presence. They feel your melanin, you smell the essence. I feel the tension in the air, you can't neglect it. All I see is power when I stare at my reflection. As long as you make the effort, it's all about progression. Learn a lesson. This medicine I wrote, I'm stop stressing our connection. Is a universal bond of perfection. Check it, moving all across the board, regardless of complexion. Yeah.
Time to do what? Revolution. Holy careful. Young little out of my league. Is that what you're gonna say when the revolution comes? When it's time to pick up a gun? What you know about weapons? I'm qualified to handle a 45, an M16 rifle.
I'm missing you.
Damn, I ain't wrote you in a while. Nah, this shit ain't bull, this shit is foul. My ace boom rule, we used to do this as a child. I can't believe where we at in the here and now. I know you probably mad, but I'm hoping you hear me out. Was on the same road, but you chosen a different route. Young niggas banging, exposing it for the clout. But we was better than that, you know it without a doubt. I had plans for you. You was Bleak, I was Jay. All the homies would go crazy off the heat we would play. I am my brother's keeper. Keep a hand on the heater. But I ain't been the same since you got locked, bro, I need you. This is real shit through the speakers. Fuck the blood shit and fuck the gang shit. This is that big brother love shit. I hate to see you get watched by the system. My shit it did more. While you behind the bars, you who I live for, nigga.
I'm missing you.
Yeah, Uncle Derek, how many verses I sent you? Damn, How many times I said I miss you? I dried up all the tears, I don't even need a tissue. Your son going through some things, I know it's all mental. He ain't been the same since you left and it's different now. And you probably wanted us to be close, but we distant now. And I'm missing how you would always have the biggest smile. You was a Q fan, that was more than Jigga style. Uncle D1, second to none. You was loved around the hood, you blew breath in the lungs of the young. I got the phone call, they said you had lupus. I'm looking up to God like, how could you do this? My mama said don't even go and see you, cause you wasn't looking like yourself. You was losing your health and she felt like I couldn't handle it. This shit was damaging, I'm missing you. Forever, I'ma always keep a candle lit. Yeah. Look, got a call from Corin Gaines. She said, don't you ever change. They need to know your name. You remind them of the pain. Tell them all about me. I was murdered. I was slain. Stood my ground like a queen. To my door, they shouldn't have came. Let freedom ring. They try to make our people sing the national anthem like we a part of this nation. Tell them we need revolution. Reminiscent of Haitian. Don't have your energy wasted. Got no time for debating. Get the Hebrews, the Moors, and get all the Comedics. Get the Yorubas and Igbos. That's how you connect it. Put the differences aside. Ask them all, could they ride for me? I die for y'all. Would you die for me? And I accept your apology. Honestly, this came to me in the form of a dream. Corin Gaines was speaking to me, what does all of this mean? Told her we missing her. I promised we would honor the queen. Corin Gaines. Rest in peace to Corin Gaines. Free my little brother, Theo Alexander. Free all the homies that's locked up, Big Struck. All the real ones, feel me? Rest in peace to my Uncle Derek. Rest in peace to my Uncle Ted Al. Missing you. Yeah.
And we back like we never left. We back like we never left. Now let's go on with the science. After Midnight Edition here. We're going to do the Knowledge Radio. Subscribe. Make sure you go to www.youtube.com/Do the Knowledge Radio. Alright, so without any further ado, because I'm on privilege at this time, it's just to represent the others. The reason for the season here. Our warrior sister that I got up out of bed 2 o'clock in the morning. I apologize. Sass, aka 100%. Black African. I love that. 100%. 100%.
Shalom.
Shalom.
That it is 2 a.m. in the morning.
Forgive me, my friend.
That it is. That it is.
Forgive me.
You got to make it clear because there's all kinds of different types of Africans running around.
Right.
So I had to be clear.
Amalgamations running around.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to tell you yesterday that Noah Wanga means black magic in Creole.
I knew.
Okay,
I was
because you
checking with you.
you didn't repeat it. You should have repeated it. I forgot to do it.
But we was in the zone, We was in the zone yesterday. We in the zone today. Everybody got their number 8 and they 24 and all that other shit going on today and
Stuff that don't matter. Yeah,
stuff that don't matter, right?
I don't give a
Right.
damn about.
Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother, Judah Priest. He will be on this week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I told y'all asses that I was going to get his ass this week. Got him. 9 p.m. Thursday. So, his born day today. That's the only born day I'm celebrating today. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with everybody else. But,
I know, right?
Race traders.
Mm-hmm. Mama
They
haters.
don't get mama haters. They don't get celebrated over here.
Nope.
Fuck is wrong
Especially
with
if you hate your mama, like.
Especially if you hate your mama, you hate your bloodline. You're like,
Yes.
we so ancestor thick. Like what? Bloodline betrayal.
Yes.
Whatever's supposed to happen
That's
to you
right.
happened to you. You see.
That's right.
You see, your enemies don't give a fuck about you.
No.
They wanted to get that money back. So anyway.
And now
that
we're
black
glorifying,
mama.
the white woman too.
Right. Look. You remember Kill Bill, right?
Yes.
The movie?
Uh-huh.
And Vivica was telling this cracker bitch that everybody was cheering for in the movie.
In the kitchen. Right. In the kitchen. That's right.
I should have been Black Mamba. Bitch. Like, you see, ooh. Look. The psychological detriment of humanizing your enemy. She said, bitch. She didn't say woman, girl, sister, da. She said, bitch. That's what she said. She called her what she is. Not who she is, what she is. And then that bitch looked at her daughter after she killed her mama and said, it was not my intention to do that in front of you, but when you get older and you still feel some way about it, I'll be waiting. No remorse in the heart. Incapable.
The movie ended, but she's gonna get the business.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's where you have the three where they die. Like, you let a bond with a daughter and all that other shit, and they get old and they forget about it. Kill the mama and kill the daughter. Like, see.
She want that future fight. She wants that future fight. That's what she's saying.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She waiting for it.
Yeah.
She expects because she expects retaliation.
Right. Mm-hmm.
She expects retaliation. Where the fuck we live at with this bullshit?
I'm sorry. That's good white people.
Oh shit! Vivica said, "Bitch." She showed up at her house. Because we on Corin Gang's birthday today. That's the other birthday I'm celebrating today. They showed up at a house. And they did not give a fuck that she had her child in her arms. And the reports is that coward ass nigga that was with her ain't leave with her own son. Just left out the window and ran. So they showed up to her house. SWAT. So, they make shit look like they want to look. We love her. I ain't turning my back on no black woman. She was talking that shit to them. And she said, y'all know who I am. And she said, y'all know where I live. All of that. Are your children worth it? The lives of your children. This money that they, looking for. $38 million, $37 million, whatever it is. Is your children's life worth it?
They took it back, didn't they?
But they repealed it this year.
Oh, okay.
They starved you out. They know how to play. You're not gonna hear nothing after that.
Mhm.
We're not gonna hear nothing after that. It's not gonna be none of that.
Right.
That's something that I talked about extensively. What that shit does. How it confounds the street and how there are more cases that are caught after that. Jail time, dead, probation or parole. Either way, you still tied to judicial supervision. They don't want me to go there talking about this shit. You better look and see who raising Eric Garner's son. That's what you need to look at. I mean, Eric Garner's daughter, not son. I mean, who's raising that family? His daughter. How did they kill him and kill his sister? Better look again. And who's the puppeteers that's running around in every one of these little cases? Who showed up to Botham Jean's trial in his family? Better start fucking paying attention. Better start paying attention. You look at Freddie Gray's situation. You look at Corey Gaines' situation. You look at Baltimore's situation. Better pay attention. This shit is not random. This shit is not random at all.
We got a new one today.
You want to talk about it?
I don't have his name, but out of Wisconsin. He was apparently the brother was trying to break up a fight between two sisters. I don't know how the cops just come in and shoot him. I don't know who they were shooting. They can't tell you, but they're saying that the state legislature of Wisconsin voted 22-0 for no budget for body cams. So the cops have free reign to do whatever they want. I believe that they went in there trying to shoot everybody up.
Right.
But the brother is in critical condition. I don't know, he's passed or not yet, but that's the last that I tuned into. So, yeah, so now there's protesting going on over there. It took Black Lives Matter to show up an hour after. It's just ridiculous. Once again, this is how they profit from us, the tragedies and the murders and stuff, and then here they come to make all the money up. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy. but from the reports, this man was doing a good thing, and they said something about they tried to tase him at first or whatever, and then they ended up pulling the guns out or something. I don't know. It just sounds odd to me. I think they was trying to go in there and shoot everybody up.
You remember this?
Yes, didn't that brother get rich off? He's very rich. Isn't that family rich?
No,
No, they took it from him. Oh
they
goodness.
stole it from him.
Oh goodness.
They stole it from him. The brother is 84.
Mhm.
They stole it.
They gave him the credit though. Wow.
Yeah, not the check though.
Mhm.
So what they do is they wait and then they bankrupt you.
Right.
So this like BT, like Essence, like all them other magazines and stuff like that, they no longer owned by the people. They put you in a position to sell or they starve you out.
Right, because they're not
Crazy.
going to allow you,
Yeah.
it's just not allowed, and that's a
This
fact.
is from 75,
Mhm.
1975.
Mhm.
Like 45 years. You don't even get the rain. You don't even get the rain that long. They loan you, like my brother PFK Boom say, who loan you, own you. Another, brother from Tubman City, aka Baltimore. They loan you, and because they loan you, they own you. They destroyed this man, 84 years old. My bad. What was you were saying? Something. I apologize.
No, but business wise, they watch all the money.
Right.
They're not. Look, we have all these like entertainers and sports people or whatever, and comedians. They all watched.
Right.
They can't do whatever they want to do, and I know I've not taken any loan, and my business is watched. So they watch for everything. They have to be involved in everything that you do, even if you think that you're getting away with something. You're not. So it's just a reality. This is what they do. You will not supersede them. That's their goal. We're
My
going
bro.
to let them do all the work, just like Mama Ya said.
Right.
Let them, we're going to include them and let them do all the work, and
Mm-hmm.
then we're going to profit from it. This is not only in that case, but in business as well. Any type of thing that we're dealing with in this country, this is what they do. They even mess with your connections.
Right.
That's how deep it gets. So yeah, I am not surprised. I'm not surprised. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. And to add this, today everybody's praising whose birthday it is. I'm not going to mention a name, but the
Me
wife
either.
of
Right.
they're praising her.
Right.
What has she ever done? Like I don't.
Right. Sacrifice her husband and child is
Right,
what
that's
she
what I'm
did.
saying. Right. So
That's
I
what the
mean,
praise is for. That's how you know you in the gang.
hmm
That's how you know you in the gang. Like, oh, this is what you willing to do? All right. You
every
guys.
chance they get, she's being put propped up. This is not. This is by design. It's like you were saying
Right.
yesterday. Yeah, it's by
Right.
design. So they're telling you who to worship.
Always.
Because a
They
black
always
woman
say it.
can't possibly be God in your eyes.
Right. 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 Or mother, or sister, or auntie, or cousin, or niece, or
Right.
grandma, or great grandma. You know what I mean? Like all of that distortion in regards to what it is. Because if the black woman is distorted and the black woman champions the causes that are anti her and anti our existence, you're herald for that. and how they can use non-black people at a whim, non-black women at a whim to misrepresent black
That's
women
right. That's right.
at a whim.
We got one now. They're all predicted to
Plenty
win.
of them. All of these dogs, like it's not just
Hmm.
one. It's a
It's all of them.
it's
Right.
the mixed multitudes of these dogs that are
Thank
coming.
you. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Predicted to win this November.
right,
This person who they're calling black, but let me tell you something. Everything I read don't say black. It says black and
right,
South Asian, black and Indian.
right,
I mean,
right,
black and
right. And black is new.
right.
8 years ago, it was Indian.
And let me tell you something. The a meme I was sent today. I think it was sent to like take shots at me, but it's fine. It's fine because now I've eliminated two people today, that I was rocking with, but I've eliminated them to say that they're accepting the fact that this woman is black. Why? Because it says that her father was Jamaican. You go into Wikipedia, there's basically no information about him, but when you go in there, he says himself that he's a descendant of a slave owner. He don't say descendant of slaves. His grandfather, his grandfather was Irish.
And so was his daddy.
Right. So I mean, if black people want to say ignorant, fine, be ignorant. I don't even care. But you have to understand that it only gets worse from now. Like it will only get worse from now because you got two people over here who love locking black people up, torturing black people,
Right.
and this is documented information. This is who you don't vote for. This is who you don't put in the office if you're going to go vote. I don't vote. But if you're going to vote and you think it's important to you because your ancestors died for it or whatever, some silly reason, made up reason because it's made up. That's something that you heard and you're regurgitating, um, because you didn't do your own research. Um, then you need to look at least research this. That is not a black woman. They show you every day how not to pay attention to the black woman, to keep, to just I mean destroy black women every single day. They destroy black women every single day. Now I went back to these two people that I eliminated today. I said, listen, I said, okay, this meme is ridiculous. I can, I understand that, meme education is what y'all rock with. That's cool. You know, it don't go no more than that, right? They don't
It's
go no further
mean
than that, right? Meme,
scholasticity.
right. Meme scholarship, right? So, I said, well, if
Scholar-ish.
she's a black woman, if she's a black woman, you know what I'm saying? Cool. We should accept her, right? What about Candace Owens? That's a straight up black woman right there. Why won't you support her? It don't matter who she's supporting is racist. It don't matter. She's black. That's all that matters. Crickets. Crickets. Because people don't do their research. They have no idea what politics is or where to begin. All they know is that they have a vote. That's it. That's all they know is they have a vote and they can go to the ballot box and they can just, hit the button and pull a lever and that's it. That's as far as it goes.
You gotta say the shower curtain. You
Don't
gotta go behind the shower curtain
right. You got to go around in the shower curtain and blah 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 whatever. But that's as far as it
and
goes.
pull a rod.
Don't you know that's dangerous?
That's very dangerous.
That is so dangerous. And also, they profit off of your ignorance. This is what they do. Now Biden, let me tell you
Yeah.
something, is a racist. He says so many racist things between now and June. It's not even funny.
He's a
But
what?
it's okay. But it's okay because Kamala is black. So we shouldn't be
What is he?
critical of her because she's black. Okay, well, what about Candace Owens? You know what I'm saying? Like they're not making any sense. And these are black women I'm
Yeah,
talking about here who I had this
forget
conversation
about
with
what they
today
did
that I
in the
had to
past.
eliminate.
Yeah, forget about what they did in the past. Okay, just forget about it. It's okay.
Right. Right. And
I
this
think
looks bad
I
for
think
black
that they changed. I think that they changed.
and these two sisters is what makes black women look bad. I had to say it. And I'm seeing this across the board. We need to get right. And these are educated people. I'm telling you, these are educated black, in the, of course, I mean, not you know what I'm saying. They went to college like how
Educated.
I went to college. Yeah, but they didn't get the same thing I got out of it. But these are supposed to be people who are thinkers, who want to be respected by everyone on the earth. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to be critical. I am because we need to do better as black women too. We need to do better than this. This is crazy. Meme scholarship, don't know. And then they'll try to take shots at me. Nah, nah. They crickets. When I mentioned Candace Owens, crickets. Because you make no sense. Your reasoning for choosing this person as your leader makes no sense. There's no logic behind it. There's no thinking behind it. Because he chose some so-called black woman that you think is black, you accept as black, we should just go with it. No, 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 no. Black people who betray us or black people who are trying to be like us, who are not us, need to be held to the fire. I'm sorry. We're not accepting you either because you don't have our interests at hand. You have to be eliminated. So that's all I want to say about that. And Corinne Gaines, they came up in her house. She was supposed to go all out. She was supposed to say whatever it was she needed to say. Nobody is trying to let no stranger into their house. Anybody talking bad about Corinne Gaines, stop. Because you wouldn't be having it either. Oh, she should have been quiet. She shouldn't have said that to the cops. What? What?
Bunch of
But guess what? Okay, you
Negro
talking that
males
nonsense.
talking
I'll
that
come run
shit.
up in your house.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll come run up in all y'all's house when the lights turn off. I'm going to do it and see what y'all do when I come up in there. All right, off my soapbox. I'm down. I'm good. I'm good now.
What is compliant with servitude?
That depends on who you serve.
Right. That was the servitude right there.
Oh well, Sass. You have to live in this society too, and you gotta follow rules and blah 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 and this and that. No, when somebody come to my house, they're getting done. They're getting dealt with. I'm sorry.
They kill
That's the
you
difference between me and everybody else.
for
Right.
being
That's the difference between
compliant.
me. Look, we all gonna be dead. How about that? We all gonna be
Right.
dead.
Non-compliance. They kill you regardless, whether you compliant or non-compliant.
Exactly. Corinne Gaines was in her house. That is your dominion. That is your castle. That is yours. Nobody has a right to come running up in your. You know what I'm saying? So what people are saying is that it's okay for the cops to come run up in your house and you be compliant or whatever. Is that what they're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Oh man, goodness. So the argument here is if you want your life, you'll be quiet and be compliant when we know that is not the case.
Yep.
When they don't kill you, they taking you in and putting charges on you that you had nothing to do with. We
Right.
know that for sure. Okay, they're gonna give you some sort of chastisement, something, whether it's in a form of a court date, a ticket, you going to jail, some charges, whatever, or you gonna get shot and
Yeah.
killed, whatever. Something's gonna happen. Oh, but you get to leave with your life. What kind of life is that? What kind of life is this? It's going, it's something is. I'm going to say something. Something is going to fix it where you're going to have to fight and protect your own because a lot of us ain't protecting our own.
Right.
You're supposed to have the ability to protect your mama at any time, drop of a dime, anytime. If you're listening to this and you hear this and you're thinking to yourself, am I able to protect my mother at any time? Then you're already defeated. So that's something to work on. And that is important. That's more important than your job. It's more important. The money is more important than anything. Your children as well, your father, your family. Get those children right to be able to protect you. If we're not doing that, I don't. Then what are we doing? I, you know, rest in peace to that sister, because she wasn't no punk.
Not at all. She told her son to fight. What you crying for?
And
Don't
and
be
I and,
scared.
I do want to say this: the police is supposed to know you. The PD is supposed to know you.
Right.
You supposed to raise up at the PD and say, "This is who I am. I don't appreciate this happening in my neighborhood. This, and that." They supposed to know you by your first name, and you know them by their first name. I think that's another
Well,
place where we go wrong in our community. We allow these other police to come in here, but we don't deal with them. We don't go and let them know what's going down. You know what I'm saying? You have to tell them what's up,
right.
so they will know you. I think, and it used to be like that. I'm not sure where the disconnect happened. It's not that you working with them. No, it's not that. What you're doing is you letting them know you in my hood, and this is what we're doing here. I'm such and such. You're not supposed to be afraid to let anybody know who you are. Everybody in your community is supposed to know who you are. And I agree with Sister Keisha on that wholeheartedly. In my hood, people know who I am. So we need to get back to that. Stop scary, scared of the cop police. They're supposed to protect you. You gotta let them know you're here to protect me. Even though you know that's not the case, but you need to go up there with some, you know what I'm saying? I see you. That's what you're basically saying. I see you. I know you're here. I know you patrolling my neighbor. I know. I see you. And make your presence be
I'm,
known.
I know thy works.
That's right.
And this is what she was telling them at that traffic stop. They was trying to talk to the son, talk to her son like, when we're here to help you. Do you trust them? No.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, if you ain't talking to your children like that, you failing your children. What's that? The uniform or the it with the uniform on. So shit's fucked up.
We don't deal with uniforms no more. Like anybody could put a uniform on. Mm-mm.
Right.
I teach my girls
Right.
no, especially no. They know who to contact when something go out of order. They know what to do. That's what I'm saying. You have to know,
Shout out
especially
to
in these
Faith
times
Safe.
where black women are being stolen.
Look, and they still got them on the box like they paying them. See that? See that deception right
Yeah,
there?
that's like I'm saying. They giving him the credit, and they just gave him the credit. I saw it in a article. So I figured that he's being paid properly, but you said no. Okay, so they're being real. They're
No.
being real evil with this.
Look up his net
I
worth.
see. Awful, awful,
20,000.
awful.
My mother said they will practice on you until you die.
Yep.
That's that's what my mother said. They will practice on you until you die.
Somebody said something silly today that I'm going to repeat. Not going to say the name of the silly person that said it, but the silly person said, "You know that somebody's an agent if they have a whole bunch of trademark names in their business dealings." I said, "Oh my god." This person said, "You would only notice if you know business." Talking to hundreds of black people on a live who probably don't even own business or have businesses. So and then you see the chat saying, "Oh yeah, that's true. I'm like, "What?" I said, "This is an idiot. He don't know
Sucker,
business."
a sucker is born every minute. I tell you.
I said, "What?" I said, "What kind of nonsense is this?" And of course, I had to, tell some people. I said, "Listen," I said, "when you're trying to protect your brand, you have to do it in every way, shape. You got, these people crafty. So however you got to protect your name, you trademark everything that you could think of that has to do with your name. And this is
Oh
what
yeah,
this brother did."
they'll steal your shit.
Right.
They'll
So you
steal your
have to
shit
do
like
that.
because you don't have
Right.
nothing to protect yourself. You supposed to get taken. Look, they'll take your shit. They took your shit. Like they
Right.
create a situation for him not to be able to pay. But then this is all you get from your idea, your thought child, your work, your blood, sweat, and tears. You
Right.
will not pass it to anybody. They can't inherit this. They can't even
That's
go
an
to court and
idiot.
fight for it. You gave it
Right.
up.
Right.
That's all they're gonna tell you is that you gave it up. And then you're gonna be looking at your grandfather, your father, like he ain't shit, like he ain't bust his ass his whole life, like he's not still making these products and baking to this day.
Right.
He just can't call himself. Look, these bastards down to the name. He can't even call himself famous no more.
Yep. Yep. And you got silly niggas running around talking about. Come on, man. Oh my god. They don't. I mean, you have to protect your business. You got to protect your
That's
name.
it.
You got to do everything you can. And I
All of it.
mean, they are crafty. But they said that oh, this brother, and they're speaking of their own brother. This brother is an agent because he has 20 trademark names. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my god. I was like, this is crazy. And this is no young brother speaking here. This is one somebody's supposed to have some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I said, oh my gosh. I said, black people, please do your research. Do your own independent research. You take nothing
Old
no one
fool.
says. Go research it.
Old fool. That's it.
I was saying to myself, you don't know anything about business. We trademarked up over here. So, come on. Just, oh my gosh. I was like, no way. It has hundreds of people watching. I'm like, how? But if you don't know any better, and especially if you have a leader speaking, to his followers, and he knows his followers are ignorant, he's gonna say whatever he needs to and do. That's a crime. If he was back in Israel today, he'd be under questioning under me. He'll be questioned. We'd have to deal with that. Misleading the people. That's a
In the
crime.
Quran, in the second chapter, in the
That's a
13th
crime.
verse, it says, "And when it is said to them, believe just as mankind has believed, they say, shall we believe just as the fools have believed?"
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Just
My
like
Torah
that.
says that too. Exactly. There you go.
Really,
I'm
they
like,
only are surely the fools, but they do
yep,
not
this.
know.
Oh my goodness. Hundreds of black people watching and commenting and chatting and just soaking up this misinformation. Just try to discredit this brother. Listen, this is the only way you can discredit this brother. That was the only evidence. Oh,
That's it.
oh. And if you don't ask for money from your followers, you're an agent. Oh man. If that's not a slap in the face 2 times, I don't know what is. That's an insult to black people, and then it's not an insult to black people who's trying to do something, who's trying to build an organization, keep information rolling through our community. It's not free. Nothing's free. But if the brother got it like that, and he has a huge organization and one that's actually putting foot to the pavement, like, you know what I'm saying, encouraging black people to protect themselves. I'm not saying no names, but I'm just saying I'm gonna have to turn my attention to that person because you over here sitting here doing nothing but talking and pulling out trademark names saying this is agent work here when we know that's misinformation. And then calling out the brother's faith, you know what I'm saying, his belief system. I mean, it's just very disrespectful across the board. If this brother is ill, please show me the evidence. That's all I need. No evidence was shown in a whole hour and a half except for that piece of nonsense. This is what I don't like. And
That was
at that
funny.
point it becomes slander, right? Bearing false witness. That's what it becomes. But anyway,
Bunch of BS. Bunch of BS.
to be honest, I'm gonna side with the ones who's staring up. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the one that's docile, who wanting to be a part of this system. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's bad to the point where we need to be accepted when we know that we're disenfranchised. When we know, like, how can one brother beat up another for actually trying to, do it the right way? Because it's not in him. That's why it's not in him. And luckily, there were people in the chat who was bringing that out. I said there are some great minds, in that chat. Like they weren't falling for the okey doke. Like this brother over here doing more than you. You over here sitting here slandering. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Once again, rest in peace, Corinne Gaines, and anybody else who was murdered on this day unrighteously, like just murdered in this way. Because usually every single day there's someone who we need to remember. There's a list, unfortunately, every single day.
I'm shut my family out. Black Dot and Malcolm. Check them out. You know what I'm saying? Look at young Malcolm looking dapper. Check them out. They in business. Okay? Let's slide down. Hope consultations. My brother Black Dot. Schedule your consultation. It's not a greater mind that you would want to align with and make some things happen. Help you out. Get your consultation together. Free 15 minutes. Fitting. Okay? And this is birthday week. You know what I'm saying? Birthday on the 27th. He out there. And look at young Malcolm. Small business coaching. 15 minutes. Connect with it.
Yeah, yeah, we gonna need that small business coaching for real. I mean, I know somebody who we
He
need to
got
send
it.
over there.
He got it. He got it for you.
We need to refer that brother over to Black Dot,
Right.
teaching
Look
that
at the
nonsense
fam.
over there.
Look at the fam. Getting busy. Okay? Bang, bang. So support it. Let me click the shop real quick so I can see it. I love this podcast. Right here. That's with the urban excellence gear on. You know, this is some people's end goal right here. You see the shirt, become a YouTube scholar. No reading needed. Okay, no
Meme
reading.
scholarship.
No
Yeah.
no fact checking necessary. Forget all that. Okay, research and fact checking required. None. YouTube scholar. Okay,
Mhm.
fine.
Mhm.
You
Right.
know, Urban X. Even got the Shea Butter for the Shea Bros and Shea Sisters out there. Okay, see business doing well. They sold out. Stuff sold out. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate, reparate. You know? They got all that. All that. Ready. Bang, bang. Get you some of that Urban X girl. Okay? Urban X girl. They'll be in the building on Saturday for a second. Black Dot gonna come through. Show some lit up. You know? All that. You get all that urban excellence right there. Conscious by nature. You know what I'm saying? All that. You know, so we'll check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out. Okay. And that's it. www.urbanx.nyc. Okay. Support the real deal. Support the real deal. Urban X. Oh, I got some gear too. I forgot. Sass, I be forgetting so much to promote my own stuff
Really?
on here.
Your own stuff.
Yeah, my own stuff. This stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Crazy. Oh, bro. What's this? What is this? Yeah, this is crazy right now. Okay. I see how you doing. That's it. That's why you gotta pay attention to certain stuff. I try to throw a little slick Willie up in there with you. You know? And try to pull up a famous Amos on me just now.
Mm.
I'll be got to stay woke out here. I stay woke out here.
Look. They people, some odd people demonizing that word woke.
I guess. Yes.
Woke people are being demonized because they're not falling for the okie doke, you know, and we're being demonized for recognizing game and teaching against it. So, but I had to check them. You know, look, you can't be for this mixie over here for vice president and not show love to the misguided race trading uh weirdo Candace Owens. If you're trying to make a point about being hard on black women or whatever, it's that's what they called it. Being hard on Kamala is being hard on a black woman, but that's not a black woman. Good Lord.
Crazy.
Oh my God. I said, well, look, y'all gonna have to show Candace some love. Oh, why you can't show her no love? Oh, I see. You pick and choose too. I see. Like your master, you pick and choose too your tokens. Yeah, got you. That made me mad today. Like I was mad. I was like, ooh. But I had to kill him. You know what I'm saying? I had to kill him with knowledge. So I had to kill him.
Yeah.
They couldn't say nothing after that.
What they do? Did they flee?
Yeah, no comments, like nothing. They had nothing. They couldn't say anything. They couldn't say anything. So they have a bias. They have a bias. They are party first instead of race first. They try to portray themselves as race first, but they're really not. They're political party first.
Right.
That is you're in direct violation. That's a conflict of interest right there. Whereas I reject all of them who do not have my interest, my best interest at hand. So I had to call them out. And that's what I did. And it crickets. I got crickets. I'm still waiting for a response. And then try
Cricket.
to insult those who see through that nonsense. What did Bone say about the righteous ones? Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Y'all look, nobody can step look, I'm gonna say us. People like me, nobody can step to us when it comes to race. I'm sorry, we can't be touched. I'm still waiting for people to bring this fire to Sass about race.
Are you a racist like myself? An expert?
that's what uh that's what they would call us, right? Because they don't understand what a racist is. But I mean, that's what they
I
would say.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're racist.
that's what they need to call me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
They need to
Because they
call
don't
me
understand
that.
what that is. Yeah, I was listening to some Bane quotes today because my youngest brought it up. Brought up a joke or whatever, and it was saying something like to Bane or whatever. So I pulled it up, and he said, "This building behind me is a building of oppression." That's what he said. He's standing in front of the
That's right.
prison. He's
That's
standing in
right.
front of the prison.
Talk to him, Bang.
That's right.
Bang, I'll tell you, Bang had a moment. Bang was it until
That's what he said. This is a system of
until
oppression right here. Hmm.
Tadaka came on the scene. I was like, yo, Bang, I'm gonna holler at you, fam.
Yep.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for shopping at Walmart. Start off in the British Museum. Reclaim it.
But then
Run your
I was
shit.
reading, and I remember you said you was making comments about the Joker, right? But then I was looking in the comments how people were saying the Joker predicted this before his time, and it came with the Joker quotes. I said, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, he did say this."
Mhm.
He said these people will eat them. They will eat their own. Talk about it. So they went up into the rich people's houses, pulled them out. Bane was like, I'm giving this back to
Right.
you. This is your stuff. You the people. This is yours. Do
Yeah.
how you see
Holding
fit.
court in the street.
Right.
Holding court in the street.
Right.
If you can survive, you live. If not, rap.
Exactly.
I
There you
loved it.
go. That's what that listen, that's how it's always been.
Can you see this
That's
gear
how
or
it's
no?
always been. Yep.
All right. So as long as the gear is here, have no fear. As long as the gear is here, have
Bane gave them a
no
choice. He said,
fear.
join me or not. I need to raise up an
Right.
army. That's what he said. That's all I need to hear. Like, that's all I need to hear. Righteousness
He
coming
said,
out. I'm with you.
right, and he wasn't even caught up on himself. It didn't mean nothing. What
Right.
he told
He said,
him, he
right.
said,
He gave him a choice. You could join me or not. I'm raising
he
up an army.
said, nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
Mask. Right.
Said, beat
That's
Batman
right.
ass, broke his back, and threw him in the cave where he belonged. They could have just cut the movie off right there.
But that's their
Perfect.
message to the righteous. You will not we're not going to ever to allow you to win, or we going to put in you that you can't win. And this is what John Henrik Clark said in that video. The link that you sent, right? I had not seen this
That's
one. This is
right.
one I had not listened to. He said it. He said the reason why it don't work, the reason why Trinidad couldn't get their liberation, why we can't get our liberation, because we can't. Our vision stops. Our vision does not get bigger than what we can see. We don't know that we can be in charge of our own destiny. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the. I've been saying this, like that people say, Sass, how could you say, how could you speak for all black people when it's what we say on the highway? Easy. I said it. Now imagine if we all said that.
Right.
And they go, oh, well, Sass, what do you want? World domination. People pull back
Sim-
from that. People
start
pull back
running.
from that. Like, oh my God, what are you talking about? As if it can't be had. Disclaimer. One of my brothers, disclaimer, I don't share those same views as Sass, but I'm like, oh my
You're
God,
not
for
gonna hear that
real?
shit over here. Hey,
For real? This what
we
this
said
what
the
we got to
same.
work with.
We said the same thing.
Your Torah, you say you following, you believe in and stuff, is telling you this is what it is, and you're gonna say disclaimer, I don't believe in it. You just threw the whole Torah in the garbage, and you don't know it. But whatever. And John Henry Clark just co-signed what I said. I co-signed him, not without even knowing it.
If there ain't no new water, then there ain't no new thoughts.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what he said. He said the vision is not large enough. Marcus Garvey was crazy. The father of Pan-Africanism, who was a Trini, right? That's what he brought out in his scholarship. He said they called him crazy. Like, you know, these people made impacts all over the world. But the people, their own people, didn't believe in them. They did not support them. That's the problem. Bain said it's going to take bloodshed. Who else said that?
Malcolm said that.
That's right. And who else said that? Yeah, all these people we revere,
And
and
plenty
everybody who
plenty
reveres, they all said that.
we,
They all say that.
if we're gonna talk about this movie, we're gonna talk about the movie.
We're gonna talk
We
about it.
can't
We're gonna
tip
talk.
top.
Oh,
We
we
can't
can't.
tip top. No, we
Okay, we
can't
can't
tip
bring it
top.
out. Okay.
It's too important. Okay, too important.
Too impotent.
Too important.
I'm putting an end to it. Oh, Sass, you crazy. How can you speak and say blah blah blah? I just said it. You can't speak the names of our ancestors if you're not speaking the same way that they are speaking. That is the first step to our liberation. Speaking it into existence.
Yeah, we gotta talk that later on tomorrow. We like talk that
Okay.
tomorrow. The 25th. The 25th is Dark Knight Rising. I love that movie. That I watched the extras. I watched the behind the scenes.
I love it too.
All of that. I watched all of that. All of that.
I used to think
Let
I
me
was
tap
like a
into
little.
my homeboys. All of that. All that.
Yes, all that.
That movie
Yes.
was all that. I watched all that.
When I was younger, I thought I was weird because I'm siding with the villains. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was
Right.
weird. Like, this is who I was. You know what I'm saying? Even with the Disney movies when I was little, I'm a villain freak. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so let's go to the villains then. We could go to the villains and the movie. Let's just get busy. Let's just do it.
because
You
all
pick
the
your
villains
villains.
have
I
been
pick
done
my
wrong.
villains.
All of them.
Right. That's why I wasn't no Autobots in the hood in Brooklyn. It was DSAPs though.
Right.
I got done wrong.
Oh my God, Decepticon. Starscream
Let
is
me
my
go in
favorite.
there. Decepticon. Look, and they was always on the hunt.
Yeah.
They were not Decepticons attack. That was
That's
it.
right.
Like,
Yep.
hey.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they ain't never surrendered. They retreated.
Right.
Because they was coming back.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite Decepticon?
I think Destro.
Mine is Starscream. Okay.
I think it was Destro.
See, I thought I was okay. See,
I was rolling with Mumra. I don't know how many times I said that shit. I was rolling with Mumra in a fucking heartbeat. Only one that was on the wrong side was Panthro because he was a Black Panther. He had no
Yes,
business
yes,
over there.
yeah. No business
He
over
was he was supposed to be rolling with those
there.
dudes over
That's
there.
right. That's right. That's right. You're right about
You
that.
know,
That's right.
he had no business over there. They wasn't
None.
feeling him.
Uh,
You know, he
uh,
was just over there fixing all the shit and
oh,
making everything good and shit. I'm like, man, this dude is
yep.
B.A. Baracus out here as a cartoon.
Right. Right. BA. Right.
He was B.A. Baracus.
Uh huh. Yep.
B.A.
Yep.
Baracus' name was supposed to have been Hannibal.
It was supposed to be Hannibal. I said I didn't know that fun
Right.
fact. I did not know that.
His name was supposed to be Hannibal, and that other dude could have been B.A. Baracus.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were benefiting off of B.A. Baracus.
Right. Right. That's
But,
right.
Barack, like Barakat, it means blessing. He was a
Mm-hmm.
blessing.
That's right. He was.
Yeah, he was a
All the
blessing. Like,
technicalities.
all
I
the
spoke. I love the
all
18.
that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was
Yep.
afraid to fly, so he couldn't lead.
Right. They had
So
to give him a
this
weakness. They
dude,
had to give him a weakness.
right? This dude who did nothing, he did absolutely nothing.
He was a
But they said,
con artist. He was a
but they
con artist.
said he was the one that made the plan go together. So
He
there
could
was some other
no,
shit
he
that was
couldn't
in there.
do it. He couldn't do it without everybody else. No. He
Right,
was
that's what I'm
just
saying. Like they showed it like him. One, he white, and two, he had to put the things into motion. He wasn't ready. He wasn't a doer, but he was the strategist.
right. He did the intel.
Yeah, he was the
He did
like
surveillance. Yeah.
right. All of that to make sure that it was what
Mm-hmm.
it was,
Right.
but he wasn't getting nothing done. That's why
Right.
he always said, "I love it when a plan comes together." Like he put the plan in place, but he didn't do
He
shit.
was but he was the one to get the money. He had to make sure these were legit jobs. That was his job.
Right,
The
right.
getting the money part. Like
I
getting
ain't
the
flying no
business.
plane, Hannibal. Talking to itself, but projected onto this other
Yeah.
pasty,
Yeah.
pasty beast. And then
Mm-hmm.
the nut boy that they had to break out the crazy house all the time was flying the plane.
His
Now
loyalty.
that real scammer was that other fucker Face.
Yes, Face was a con artist. Yeah.
Yeah, Face was getting this. Hey,
He
like,
caused the distractions. That's what he did.
right.
You have to have one of them. That's that white boy in the spook that said at the door.
Right.
Face. Yeah.
Face. Robbed the place
But all
with
the
his face.
technical work,
Yeah.
all of the artillery, all of
All
everything
of
like
it.
that came from BA.
Yeah, and they ain't let him kill nobody. But all of that ingenuity, he ain't killed
Right.
nobody.
Right. And the other one was he had he was crazy from war, whatever. He flew, he can fly anything. That was his job. That was it. To get them where they
Right.
needed to go. That's it. So you got one
And
who get
because
them
he
at the
was
jobs.
detached from
Mhm.
reality, he wasn't scared of nothing.
Right.
Except BA. That was the only motherfucker that he got real normal with. And then he still would try him though. See what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so
Right.
I don't know how we got off over there, but that's it. That's
I
interesting to be able to we got to talk to villains and the villains and what else was it? And Dark Knight.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure we're gonna have some of the same villains. I guarantee we're gonna have some of the same.
We need to do Princess and the Frog. We need to break that down.
Yep.
That was a horrible movie, but
We got to go back to the Everything Wrong With series.
Yep.
Everything.
Everything wrong with Princess.
Yeah,
and the
Black
Frog.
August coming to a close. So the late night ones will go back. We got like a week left, and they'll go back to like regular balance, fun again.
Yeah, fun again. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah.
Just what balance in between, depending on.
Well, I mean, things are, issues are running into each other right now.
Yeah.
At the moment.
And this month is This is the only month we got. You know,
Yeah.
they got something going on in October. You know, that's like Black Panther month. That's like Black
Black
History
Reading
Month in
Month next month.
UK. Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
You know, Black Reading Month. Oh yeah, we're going. That's
Hmm.
going to be interesting. We're going to be doing that. We
Yeah,
can get all
Black
kind
Reading
of.
Month.
Oh, we can put all kind of books into the mix right there.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna give away all my material.
Nah, I give them a little bit. Give them a little
Give them a
bit.
little bit of material.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we got the PDF folder. You know, we could kind of go through some of that. That's a bunch of books in there. You know, you don't
I
have to
let
touch
people
none of
talk.
it.
I let people talk and let them teach whatever they want to teach. But I know
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Right. Bunch of BS.
Yeah. It's not up for debate. It's just not.
That's why I don't bring it nowhere.
Yeah, it's not up for
I don't.
debate. It is what it is. Mm-hmm.
I don't bring it nowhere. I just let like we the same with that. I just let everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This thing at the bottom says do the knowledge. You can't do the knowledge with your mouth open. You got to do it with your mouth closed. Can't. Supposed to be taking notes.
That's
You know,
right.
I tried to share that with some people. You can't be in the chat, blah blah blah. All that. There's no way you're focusing on what's going on. You're not preparing yourself for this eventuality. So some people paid
I
attention to it, and some people didn't.
Of
Who's
course
about
not.
to say?
Of course not. I also want to talk about clearing out your house.
Like a hoarder?
No, well, yeah, that too. Like that, yeah, that all goes hand in hand. The art of being clean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
clearing out your house, cleaning out your house or whatever. You find it in you find it in certain spiritualities. So I want to talk
Right.
about that too, where you see that
Yep.
custom, because that's a custom, where you find that
That's a
at.
custom. That's a
Yes,
what? A custom? A
a
customer or a
custom,
custom?
a custom. It's a custom.
Yeah.
And where we
We've
can
grown
find that and what, hmm,
we've grown
what?
accustomed to being very filthy, dealing with filthy ass
Right. That's right.
bastards.
Yeah, right. And where we can find information, in different literature, different books or whatever, you'd be surprised the connections, where you find this commonality of clearing out and what is used to do it. There's elements, there's also nature that can allow you to clear, you know. Um, I know the Catholics got that nasty bowl of water. Everybody dips their finger in, and oh my God, yeah, we got to talk about it. They call that clearing and cleaning and cleanse. No, that's not cleansing. And throwing water, like what I'm saying. Like, what is that? That's
Yeah.
nasty.
With the holy water.
Yeah, that's nasty. You ever been to you probably never been to a Catholic church. I went to
I
Catholic
sure
school.
have.
You
I
have
sure have.
that
Yeah,
big
I've been
bowl of water.
everywhere.
Everybody walk in and
Yeah.
dip their nasty ass hands in it,
And
and then
make
they put it.
that
They touch their
see.
forehead, and then they touch their heart. They do the left. They do the right, left, and then they kiss their finger. The same finger. They just dip their
Yep.
finger. And everybody else dip their finger. Yeah,
They got all that shit from mafia movies. That's where they got it from. the mafia movies, they go in there.
that's
That's,
like a
they
form of
got
like
all.
their
They
cleansing.
got to stop watching The Godfather and all this other shit, Casino and all that old nut shit they was watching. The Boondock Saints. The Irish did the same thing the Italians did and the Jews. So they all had that Catholic shit going on.
Yeah, and I want to bring out the inconsistencies in what we see today and how they do their customary things today, which not following instructions of what they would. They say they follow the instructions to certain things they don't. There's a
At
reason
least a
for it
Jew.
because it's not theirs.
At least a Jew would kill an animal. Come on with that. Oh, did I say kill? Offer up or sacrifice. Excuse me. Excuse me. You know, this
Because
shed blood can
everybody's
take over the world.
Everybody's way of cleansing or what they call cleanse is not the same.
Right.
And if you
But when
don't
you start looking
cleanse
at the
your
little
house,
intricacies, it's there.
yeah.
Wash yourself and keep your area clean, and then there's some other things you can use there. There,
Right.
the
To come
holy
out of
books
nature.
that you,
Yeah.
yeah, the holy books that you hate so much, you can use
Yeah.
them. There's passages in Psalms. There's passages in the Quran. There's like plenty of them.
That it shows you, right. And then I can bring it out in African um spirituality has a whole lot of that as well,
Right.
in which they have in common. So I just want to bring that. Like, I need somebody to come against me. I need somebody to come up and try to battle me
You
on
don't.
this.
No, you don't. You don't
No, no,
need
no, no.
it.
I want to see them try. They're not going to do it because they can't.
You don't need
That's
it.
what I'm saying. So they can't
You could
naysay.
just
You can't because
present your information for the good of the order. Okay.
right. It can't be
Good of the order.
debunked. It can't.
It can.
It can.
Yeah, you can debunk anything out here. Nothing is
Nah,
absolute. If a
they
man
can't
feels
debunk
like
this.
a cat, he can go into the bathroom and say he's a cat or a dog
Well, they're
or a
being
rat.
disingenuous. You're right,
Oh,
right. That's being
yeah.
disingenuous. That's being called. That's a liar.
You, you know what that's called? A capitalist society.
Right.
Anything goes.
Right.
That's the only place that can exist in a capitalist society. So,
They tried. They tried
human
to put
cap.
conservatism along with capitalism when we know there's no connection there. We
It's
know this.
impossible.
If you understand
It's
what
impossible.
conservatism is, right?
Right.
Exactly.
And then you're looking
But
at
they
that
try to put that
economic
together.
system and what it affords in the free trade market, and then little to no governmental regulation. You could just do anything. You can make anything, whatever, because it's a republic. Hey, pay your taxes. All right. That's it. That's the only time you feel any fake governmental force, just like the forces of you didn't pay your taxes. Somebody's coming to see you. So instead of sending the army to wipe your ass out, they send uh, non-governmental agencies to wipe your ass out. So they
Right.
send the IRS, which isn't a governmental agency, to wipe you out and to come after your family and your family's family, your friends, and all of that shit. They come after you.
People scared of the
That's how,
IRS.
right? Because that
I
is
don't deal with them like that.
that was the arm or the army of Rome, and Rome had a
Right.
sophisticated,
Taxes. Right.
disastrous fucking army to come.
Some.
So
I'm
like,
glad
hey,
you brought that out.
you
Applaud
got the
you for bringing that
prefects.
out.
Oh, here you go. You got the prefects. Oh, you don't want to listen to the prefects? Okay. All right, we'll give you one more chance.
Yep.
No,
I'm
we
glad.
coming to wipe you the fuck out. That's it. Until the republic
Somebody tried to
proves
tell
its
me.
stands.
Somebody tried to tell me that taxes is in the Old Testament. I said I'm still waiting for it. I'm still waiting for that. By the way, but I'm glad you brought that out because that's where you find it in Rome, and
Right.
you see that same taxes in the New Testament. Though you see it in there.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
it's true.
civilization
It's true
had
what
a
you're saying.
way, right? Ancient civilizations had a way to ensure that their people was able to eat during the drought. Like, this is where the taxes came from, and it ain't even taxes. It's like, okay, you give of what comes out of the ground to feed you later. So this is what they translated into a situation to give it value outside of what it was.
It's a twisting
Again,
of
right,
the law.
right.
That's what that is.
It's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Storehouses you got in scripture. You better have some
Right.
fucking storehouse. You see what I'm saying? You better have some storehouse
Right.
because when it wasn't plentiful, when it was famine, it was feast or famine. So either you was eating real good or you wasn't. And when you wasn't eating real
Right.
good, it was the job of whatever ruling power was in place to sustain you. Oh shit, where we at? America, what they got? Welfare.
The dependency. Right.
Right, you got
That's
welfare.
right.
Like
We need to
not
break
food
that
stamps,
down.
because food stamps is something. I'm talking about welfare, the social
Right. Right.
welfare, where it's an interdependency on the governmental power to ensure that you are able to live.
We need to break that down.
Yeah, we'll break that down with that.
Yeah, we
So,
need to break that down.
grants,
And then yeah.
loans,
Uh-huh.
scholarships, any of that, any kind of subsidy from the government, any subsidy of any form is welfare.
Yep. They
So,
call them entitlement programs.
right.
They call them entitlements
And
because
they're
people depend
governed
on them.
by a title. That's
Right.
the same thing. Like they're governed by a title, blah blah blah. Depending on your state, da da da, and how it's structured, there's a title. Title 9,
Yep.
Title 10, you know,
Yep.
whatever it is.
Legislation. Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
whatever designation
Yeah.
based on how the
Confusion.
funds side, right, wherever it
Mhm.
comes from. Yeah. Out
Total
of
and
thin air,
utter confusion.
right, and they take you through hell to get it to you.
It's confusion. I try reading through that stuff. It's crazy.
Right.
And forget about the parts if it's been amended. You got to look to see if it's been amended or something changed or
Yeah,
whatever. I mean,
written by
you researching
lawyers,
forever.
written by
Yep.
lawyers and psychologists.
Yep.
So when the
Being a
lawyers and the
lawyer is a
psychologists
dutiful job.
fail,
Hmm.
here comes the army. Here comes the army.
Twisting of the law. That's what lawyers do. They twist and they find it and then they go, okay, how can we manipulate this?
They gotta find something that worked
Yeah.
before. That's it. That's
Right.
why it's a
Right.
practice.
That's it. Right.
That's why it's a practice, and this is why how they create precedents. So they give everybody
And
some kind of loophole way for them. No different than if you go into a store, they got the sign up and say we have the right to refuse service to anyone. It's a loophole.
they're working on, wait a minute, I need to go pull up that article where they working on, there's a state that's working on doing that again. Like you can have a say of who can eat where, who can eat in your restaurant or whatever, or whatever. I was like,
Yeah,
ooh,
I mean
okay.
that's
I said,
that's a
okay.
national thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you
I
go
was
to
like, ooh,
little
all
to
right.
no governmental regulation, and in return
Right. Mm-hmm.
they pay. So big business determines
Mm-hmm.
policy and
Mm-hmm.
law and code and ordinance.
And to bring it back to Corinne Gaines, they what rescinded that $38 million to her family. Why?
And
Because
give
so someone else can't
you
use
say,
that. Yeah. Right.
right. They starve you out, and then they come back to you and say, "You're gonna keep your fucking mouth closed. What are you gonna do?" Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and I also want to talk about what John Henrik Clark said in in that lecture he gave regarding Plessy versus Ferguson, the details that I didn't know about
The
that he brought out,
details.
the details, right, and why that came about. That's a person of color issue. That wasn't no black issue.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
there.
So I want to talk about
It's always
that,
lurking. Always lurking.
which brought on Jim Crow.
Persons of color and good white people. They always doing something, ain't they? Oh,
Uh,
since I watched it falling, I'm telling you, when he said that shit to John Goodman, he said that was mighty mighty you. Whoo! That
them
was
damn
mighty white.
Mixies again.
Yeah,
Ushered
mighty
in Jim
whitey.
Crow.
Hey, It's their job. What else are they gonna do?
I got the
I saw
deets. I got the
I
deets.
saw a quote. What was the quote or something? It said, "How can a single black mother or father teach their child how to be a strong white person?"
Oh
You
man.
know, because the mixing is both ways. So how can they?
Mm-hmm.
Because they talk this shit like, oh, I want my child, to know both sides. How are you going to teach them as a black person how to be a strong white person? What does that mean for you? You know, that movie Losing Isaiah goes all the way back to that shit, and this is what Samuel Jackson's issue was in the movie. They looked at him like he was crazy. And I know they were rooting for that black boy to be in the clutches of those bastards in that movie. Crackhead was better than them crackers. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that shit. What are they gonna teach him to be? Who is he gonna have allegiance to? And how is he gonna see black women for the rest of his life? Crazy. Crazy. Anyways. So we got a lot of stuff on the list. We got to go back
To talk
and listen to
about. I
that
know.
and write this shit down because I ain't gonna remember, and neither you. You gonna be like, oh,
Right.
what was
I have
we
to go
talking?
back through and listen.
Um, you
Yeah, but
know,
I just found it interesting that I got
but
the deets. I got the deets from
it's
John Henry
like the
Clark
last,
because black people, huh?
this is like the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes in the video. All the stuff we said we was gonna talk about.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that he came with the deets with the details. Shout out to that scholar, ancestor, John Henry Clark. Okay, because he brought out the deets because black people like to use Plessy versus Ferguson for what I'm saying to apply it to black people.
For that
It
bull.
can't be applied because it had nothing to do with black people,
For that
and that's something we need to
bullshit.
talk about. I rain fire under a mixie's behind. I'm telling you. I listen. We need to talk about that.
Add it to the list
Yes. It ushered
of
in Jim Crow. I'm like, what?
racist.
I said, oh my gosh, because I
Racist.
remember using that example myself not too long ago because I didn't have the deets. And you can't read this nowhere. I don't see it nowhere. I don't find it nowhere. But John Harry Clark said, and I'm gonna go with him because he's a scholar and he's highly revered in the black community. Okay, so if you go against John Harry Clark, something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of thing. Very credible, scholar, black scholar, right? So I just need to find. If somebody could find a source to prove him wrong, that would be nice. If you can do it, if you can, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna run with that right there because I know it's true. He came out his mouth and said it, and it makes sense now. So I will no longer be using that one as a source for anything black again, because that wasn't out. That's not ours. It affected us, of course. I'll start teaching it that way. But as far as using it as an example for us getting our liberation, what I'm saying, our rights in this country, um, as far as that is concerned, that we can't use that. Nobody can use that anymore. So that's that. So I'm gonna go through and get the list. But Black Knight is later, right?
Yes.
Okay. 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 I mean, that movie had an impact on everyone. It was a lot of people who saw it the correct way. And
That was the number one villain. I'm
mhm.
telling for me, like that was the number one. I said, man, this motherfucker right here. Because the
Yeah.
Joker, the Joker had an entrance. He had an entrance. His entrance was the shit.
Mhm.
Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? He got all the money. He burnt the money. He was talking that shit. Blah blah blah. He smashed that dude's head on the table with the pencil and shit. Like it was crazy. Then he was like, why so
Mhm.
serious with the motherfucking grenades and shit? I
Yep.
was like, ooh, shit. Like yeah, like y'all
They
don't want to die.
portrayed him. They
But
portrayed him as
he
a
had
crazy.
that
Right.
shit
Mhm.
down. Like he had it down to a science. You know what I mean? Like he did that, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is cool. You know, this is cool. Until Bang came in there. Bang came in there.
People say that they're tied. Black people still roll with Joker because he's the original. You know what I'm saying? He was first. So people will still choose him, but people are saying it's
Well,
between
they
Joker
they
and
had
Bane.
Joker. They had Joker the longest. Like Joker, and then
Right.
I think Penguin and Riddler and all that. Like they didn't make a resurgence with that. They should have. If they wanted
Right.
money, they should have
Mhm.
done it and kept on going because, um, Jim Carrey was the Riddler. Danny DeVito
Right.
was the Penguin. I said, "Oh, motherfucker, this is it."
Yep.
Mister
Yep. He
Freeze
was the Penguin.
is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I said, "Oh
Arnold
shit, they got
Schwarzenegger. Yep.
crazy."
Mhm.
Michelle Pfeiffer was the Catwoman. I'm like,
Two Face.
oh,
Two
Two
Face
Face,
was
Tommy
a
Lee Jones.
was a
Yeah,
Tommy. Yes. Mhm.
yeah. I was like, oh, they went right into the depths of the
Yeah.
psychos to make this shit. Like,
Mhm. Yep. They were
and,
all crazy, right? Yeah.
yeah, and they did Two Face like in the Dark Knight. He was kind of corny, and Two Face wasn't corny. Two Face was the truth, you know. So with Bane's interest, because Bane in the cartoon was just a muscle for Poison Ivy, and they didn't bring her back either.
Right. Right.
They they had
I
her in
forgot
the
that white woman that
90s.
played Poison Ivy. Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know either. They had her, and he was just her muscle, so it wasn't no speaking part for him. So I don't even think they even remember like Bane existed. And
What you think
then
about Catwoman?
which one? The Holly Berry or which
Um.
one?
No, I
As a
mean
character?
the character altogether. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was the truth. She was the truth. Like that was one I was rooting for. I was rooting for
Mhm.
her. Because she got wronged.
Right.
Like she got like it was like, hey, shit. So, but I think Bane character for me was like it took me a little while with the Joker. I was rooting for him. Like that laugh was just funny as shit. And then, you had the ghost of the Joker. Like the Joker is a series all unto itself. The Joker movie for me should
Which
have
one?
been
The drama?
yeah the latest one. It should have
Joaquin
been
Phoenix. Yeah. Mhm.
it should have been how they reintroduced right after Batman Begins. They should have put that movie out because Batman Begins. Commissioner Gordon tells Batman, "Oh, there's a guy. He left his calling card." You see how he becomes the Joker. Then you got Dark Knight. Then you got Dark Knight Rises. It would have been perfect right there. So to have that all at the end, you know, not him and Harley Quinn, not their story together, like they're gonna tell like some stuff that's kind of like half-hearted and have Joker looking crazy in the movie with Harley Quinn. So it's like, it didn't kind of go together in a way that it could have cohesively.
Newark is Gotham City now.
Is it?
Yeah, that's where it took place. That's where they filmed it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that
And
crazy?
look,
That's really cool.
the, the man that was
Dope.
outfitting them with all of the technology, another black man, Morgan Freeman in the background. No mention. No mention at all.
Listen. Every time it's some technical stuff, and it's one of us. I can appreciate that. Okay,
Right.
and with
All the way
weapons
back
of
to
mass destruction.
right.
Yes,
Richard
it's
Pryor
us.
over there. Richard Pryor. You know what I'm saying? Like just
Right.
they got Gene Hackman in there playing Lex Luthor. That was just funny. Like with the fucking toupee and all the shit. Like Richard
Uh,
Pryor is in there.
it didn't go unrecognized for me. That's why I said we need to talk about the movie. That didn't go unrecognized for me. That was symbolism right there. Wakanda is a shameful place. I can't stand it. Anyway,
Anyway. Because there's a betrayal. And because there's a betrayal, you have to pay for that. You don't get by unscathed. You know? There's a debt that was owed. And the debt promise had to be fulfilled. And that's what happened. And then you throw the cut in there. It's a cut. Always a cut. With those
which
bastards, it's
movie?
always a cut. In that
Which
Wakanda
movie?
Forever. In the
Oh, okay. That's
Wakanda
what I thought you were
Forever.
saying. But because what happened, what should have happened was that if they did the movie like an alternate ending, he would have destroyed Wakanda. That's
Well,
what should have
he
happened.
would have he would have empowered Wakanda because he was the
No, he
rightful
would no.
one
He went to war. He went to war. It would
for
have
the
been destroyed.
throne. Yeah, no. It would have been liberation all over the world. See, and Wakanda would have ruled the
No,
world.
I meant like if they didn't want the Negro to win.
Oh
That's
yeah, of course.
ultimately what would have
Yeah,
happened. It would have been destroyed off the planet. Like
yeah.
it would be no more Wakanda.
The Avengers
Yeah.
would have came to
Right.
destroy
And they've been would
to
have been
destroy Wakanda,
destroyed.
but they
Right.
did. They did come through. They fought from Wakanda in that first one, and then you seen the second one. You know, you seen that shit that happened. So, like Thanos was in there.
Endgame, right? Because I went and I saw
Yeah,
it at the I saw it at the I didn't see the one before in the movie theater, but I went to see Endgame because it was the last one in there. When at the end, like, okay, spoiler alert, okay, at the end when they're all returning from wherever they came from or whatever,
right.
you saw Black Panther walking through with his armies, and stuff like that. The crowd, the whole look, the theater went crazy. I said, "What the hell?" Like, I'm like, where was they at during the transatlantic slave trade? I was, you see where my mind at, right? Like my mind on
Right.
Black people, it's weird, right? Like, and my kids looking at me like, "Don't say nothing, please, ma. Don't say nothing, please." Please. I was like, so they're gonna fight for the world. You know what I'm saying? Everything, the whole thing, but we can't even solve this issue over here with your own people. It's like, oh my God. That's one of the parts of the end game I don't like.
Well, the
It was going hard.
neo-colonialist was on the throne. That's
Who?
why. T'Challa, he was the neo-colonialist on the throne. That's
Oh
why.
yeah. The neo slave. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
There's a word. It's terms for it, neo slave, and that's a scholarly word. If I didn't make that up. A scholar
Yes, you
is a
did.
scholarly word. No, I
I'm
didn't.
writing. I'm
That's
writing
in
it down
universe.
right
That's
now.
in Nah. That's in
You
journals. That's in academic
you
journals.
you put them in there. Okay.
Nope.
You're highly
Mm-mm.
educated and you have influence. Okay.
I didn't make it up.
It's your word. It's an
That's
English word
my
that you made that you put
research.
in. Yeah, you did it.
Neoliberalism, neocolonialism, neo-slave. You find it in the
Neo
journals.
sucker,
Yes, you
neo
find it all in
immigration,
there.
neo coon,
Right.
neo catastrophe,
Hmm.
neo
I didn't
from the
make it up.
matrix.
It's for real. I'm for real. It's for real, for real.
I know.
That's a, that's
I'm
a
just joking.
that's a real term. Um, but
Hope you got
yeah,
something from Mama Ya's presentations
I
at the
did.
beginning.
Yeah, she was talking about relationships and stuff, and I hear her. I heard it. Yeah,
So, just
brother. She said brothers got to work it out. That's what she said.
that's it.
That's basically what she said. Don't run. That's what she said. But I already talked
Exactly.
about that already. Brothers be running. They run away from the black woman.
Do they?
Yeah, Mama Ya said some, and that's why you get left with like single black moms, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That issue right there, that internal issue. She spoke about internal issues, and I was like, yeah, those are internal issues. So when she was talking about feminism and black women making the difference between the two, because it's obviously a difference, that's a fact, and I've spoken on that as well. She said it very nicely. She broke it down nicely. It is the promotion of white supremacy. That's what feminism is.
What else is it supposed to be?
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't recognize that, and this is what I try to get black
Oh,
women to
they
see.
thinking they thinking like they going to war. They're rebelling. Oh
Right. So
man.
it's kind of like you put in your men in with the white man as being like, if you have an internal issue with misogyny or something like that or whatever, which is not even there's issues like that in the black community, but overall black men are not like that. For one
I
thing,
watched it.
they hold their women to a higher standard. They teach their daughters that they can be whatever they want to be and they can do whatever a man can do. My daddy said it to me. So my grandfather said it to me. Um, and I know this is across the board, okay? And we talk about black feminism, it was race first, like she said, it was. That's what black feminism is. So, but when black women today say they are feminists, they're connecting with the white feminism. So, so yeah, a lot of us do that because we don't know any better. So, which is unfortunate. Um, and it's not like we don't have any black women scholars out there that will tell you this. They're just going unheard, or they're not even speaking to it because there's only a few that will speak in that way, and I found one who speaks to me, during this pandemic. Is amazing professor, okay, in Virginia, the university out there, and she tells you the truth. Across the board in these Africana studies departments, the black women won't say anything like that. Why? Because they have to appease their colleagues who also teach black women's studies who are not black. So, that there's an issue there. And then you can't get funding if you're pro black and blah blah blah. You know how that go.
Right.
But this one sister ain't having it. And I respect her. She's dope, and she's been doing this for over 30 years. So, and so yeah, there's a difference between feminism and black feminism, and more than likely, when a black woman today says that she's a feminist, she's referring to white supremacy. Unfortunately,
Gotta put it down on the list.
they have they
You got,
they have
you
this
gonna have a
mug
long list
going
of
around.
topics.
I
You
know,
gonna have a
right?
long list of topics. I'm gonna just be here like y'all heard what she said. That's right. He was like, you got
I
nothing to
wrote
add
that.
back, you know?
I wrote that white woman Ray Dunn. I wrote her an email. She probably didn't never get it. I said, "Can you put on your cup black feminist, please?" Because we have a whole bunch of black women who got that mug that say feminist on it. Can you make one for me that says black feminist? I was being funny about it, but because we know that'll never happen. It won't make no money, and they might find it obtrusive or insulting and stuff like that. But black women
Uh,
buy up all kinds of Ray
her
Dunn
cup,
materials.
her cup says black feminist on it. She's gonna come out with that idea, like, yeah, I'm a black feminist.
Well,
I
she
know
needs to
what it
just go
feels
ahead and
like.
do it because her name sells those mugs, and black women love Ray Dunn and buy all kinds of Ray Dunn. I got a gift, a Ray Dunn a ceramic a cup for my fountain pens, and but it's big business. All she does is she has her own font. She puts it on the cup, and it sells like hotcakes. She puts it on plates with different. She uses different words, but this particular mug in the paper community that I'm a part of, the paper community, yeah, it's a billion-dollar industry. Okay, people, all right, scrapbooking and things like that, lots of money, right? Big community on Facebook, online, everywhere, and this cup is circulating through the community, and black women are just eating it up. Feminists. So they're taking pictures with their papers and all kinds of things, and they have that mug there, feminist. So yeah, it's poisoning the minds, our minds. So I took to email and I emailed the company saying, "Can you make a cup that says Black Feminist?" I didn't hear back.
Israel will prevail.
That's right. That's right.
So we are done for the day.
Done. Yay. No,
Done,
yay. What
Shen.
time is it? Oh yeah, we're done.
Done, Shen,
Absolutely.
Shen. You know what I'm saying? We done now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're done. So that's it.
That's it.
All right. Shalom.